Some call today the greatest race day of the year, the Indy 500. Racing legend Tom Sneva knows that track very, very well. From the late 70s to the mid 80s, Sneva was one of the fastest drivers on the track, hint the name, the Gas Man. This week I caught up with the former Indianapolis 500 winner for a trip down memory lane.
God, that thing looks smaller than what I remember. So many people in the grandstands will be yelling at you, "Hey, Gas Man, how are you? Good to see you again." It's sort of neat. This is 30 years after you stopped racing. It still fits, which is fairly amazing.
Sneva was firmly on the pole.
Tom Sneva has a need for speed. He was the first driver in Indianapolis 500 history to qualify at a speed over 200 miles per hour.
Sure enough, there was only one guy to run 200 miles an hour, and it wasn't Mario Andretti. It was the old school teacher from Spokane. You look back at the cars we ran in the 60s and 70s and 80s, and you think to yourself, wow, what were we thinking? But it was all we had at the time.
Racing is still racing, but the cars these days are a little different. The biggest upgrade? Safety.
Yeah, for sure. When I first started, we had 80 gallons of fuel inside the car. Now they've gotten them down to about 25-gallon tanks, and cars have a lot more area on the sides of the car to absorb energy and protect the driver.
Speaking of protection, the tracks are a lot safer, but it hasn't seemed that way lately. Multiple severe crashes leading up to Indy has people asking questions about driver safety. Tom has had his fair share of scary moments at Indy.
Sneva went flying end over end in what looked to be a horrible accident.
And says these types of wrecks are nothing new.
Just like any accident on the highway, it's too fast for conditions. They're pushing the envelope. They try to run it right on the edge to get more speed out of it. And when they do that, little mistakes are magnified and turn into big problems.
Another problem, the lack of growth in the sport. And the only way to fix it?
More races help. Some people think we need more American drivers. We've got a lot of foreign drivers, but I'm not so sure that's the problem. We just need more exposure, more marketing.
He's the 1983 Indy 500 winner, so I would take his advice.